Welcome once again, Skins Nation, to another EP of that show of shows on YT, Pigskin Facts, History, and News. I am your host of hosts, Fred Watson Jr. Here we are, week 12 of the NFL. Hope you had a great week. This week, Washington Redskins take on the Detroit Lions. This is your first time watching. Welcome to the show. Look down below at the bottom. It's a red button. It's called the subscribe button. Punch it. If you have any thoughts, comments, views on anything that's said or that's about to be said, or any topic regarding this franchise, feel free to fill it out in the comment section. I will read your comments and I would sure love to hear from you. And those of you that have been watching, much love to you. Keep watching. Skins Nation will rise again. And what's at the bottom will always have to come back up. What goes down will always come up. So it's all good. All right, week 12 of the NFL. We're going to start with our Pigskin Facts. Then we're going to go into our history. There are we'll touch up on a little bit of news, not a lot of news, really. And then we will go into the discussion of the game. All right, Pigskin Facts. What year did the Redskins and the Lions start their rivalry? What year did the Redskins and the Detroit Lions start off their rivalry? Now I will have the answers to all of these on the next segment as promised, and then we will move on. Number 2, what are the top 3 winningest coaches in franchise history? Who are the top 3 winningest coaches in franchise history? And number 3, what was the Redskins' largest home game attendance? What was the Redskins' largest home game attendance? I will have these answers for you on the next segment as promised. Okay, now we're going to get into our history. And our history takes us, we go back, if we had a time machine, we would go back to the year of 1992, January 12th. There was an NFC Championship game played for the right to go to Super Bowl 26, and that happened to be between these two teams, the Washington Redskins and the Detroit Lions. It was at RFK Stadium, Washington, D.C., 55,585 in attendance. In the NFC Championship game at RFK Stadium, the Lions collided with the Burgundy and Gold squad playing near-perfect football. Adios, Detroit. The Redskins deflated their foes 41-10 to advance to Super Bowl 26. It was the second straight week the Redskins annihilated a playoff opponent that they had scorched in the regular season, Atlanta being the other one. We looked at them the same way as Atlanta, Redskins quarterback Mark Rippon said. We said, hey, we thumped these guys before 45-0. But you see what they did after we thumped them? They came back and played as good as anyone. The ironic thing was we probably played our best football game when it counted in the NFC Championship game, quote unquote, by former Redskins quarterback Mark Rippon. Rippon completed 12 of 17 passes for 228 yards with 2 second-half touchdown passes that broke the game open. The backfield combo of Ricky Irvins and Ernest Biner rushed for 117 yards, and the Redskins defense subdued the Lions' silver stretch run-and-shoot offense the second straight week. Defensive coordinator Richie Pettibone had derailed the gimmicky system. Lions quarterback Eric Kramer completed 21 of 32 passes for 249 yards and a touchdown, but was harassed and sacked 4 times, 3 by linebacker Wilbur Marshall. Kramer also fumbled twice and threw 2 interceptions. Barry Sanders, the league's number 2 rusher, with 1,548 yards, only gained 44. Kramer was hot entering the game. He completed 28 of 39 passes for 341 yards and 3 touchdowns in Detroit's 38-6 divisional playoff win over the Cowboys, who handed the Redskins one of their 2 losses that season. The Redskins won the NFC Championship game 41-10 over Detroit, and they advanced to Super Bowl 26, where they went to Minneapolis and defeated the Buffalo Bills 37-24 to earn the name champions as Super Bowl champions 1992. And that was our history lesson. In the news, of course, you heard Monte Nicholson was in the news recently. A woman died of a drug overdose. He and a friend dropped a woman off at the hospital, and later she was pronounced dead. They're doing an investigation, and they said that there was pills, foil with residue, and other things found at his house. So they're doing an ongoing investigation. Matter of fact, Monte Nicholson will be playing this week in the game. So not going to go too much there, but that's where that's headed. Also on the news, most Washingtonians want a new stadium built on the RFK Stadium site. They don't want the taxpayer dollars to pay for it. Recent poll found that 59% are in favor of the Redskins building a new home. 33% are opposed. 65% are in favor of Washington providing the land, and 32% oppose that. So that's the latest as far as Redskin news. And we move on to the Redskins' upcoming game against the Detroit Lions. Washington is 3-0 against Detroit in the playoffs all time. The Redskins lead the all-time series 30-14. The Lions have won the last 4 meetings dating back to 2009. October 23rd, 2016 was the last time these two teams met. The Lions won 20-17 at Ford Field behind a game-winning 18-yard pass from quarterback Matthew Stafford to wide receiver Anquan Bolden with 16 seconds remaining in that game. The Redskins have already been eliminated from the playoffs. They have the worst record in the National Football Conference and in their division at 1-9, the NFC East. They're at the bottom. And their focus from the opening game to now has shifted. Their focus was playing hard and winning games at the beginning of the season with the new up-and-coming talent that they have, the new draft picks, and some old faces from seasons past. But now the shift is focused from that to the development of rookie quarterback Dwayne Haskins and also the development of their new young players and rookies. Particularly, the focus is more right now on the offensive side of the ball. Last week against the New York Paper Planes, the New York Jets, quarterback Dwayne Haskins, running back Darius Geis, wide receiver Terry McLaurin showcased their potential. And as the team's next exciting trio on offense, and that I believe will be the main nucleus of the Redskins offense moving forward. So they will look to build off of the momentum made last week. This Sunday it's against the Detroit Lions. While the defense licks its wounds, it comes to rebound against the Detroit offense. So we're going to take a look at some key matchups as far as this game is concerned. So with that said, I'm going to end this first segment, and I'm going to come back on the next segment, and then we're going to review the game and go over some keys to the game. So stay tuned. Once again, Skins Nation, I am your host, Fred Watson Jr., and this is the first episode of this week's Redskins Lions preview, and I will see you in a few minutes. Signing off.